unlike last week, which was horrendously busy because I dared to build the Fast and the Furious car, I'm not expecting today to be as busy. So, well, this is a nice little straightforward thing. 2 lovely little bags. That is a lot of pink and purple and dark pink. But it almost blends into the background of my work surface because my work surface is pink. So last week was interesting. That's good, that's for sure. Right, let me make sure I've got you available. Let me make sure I've got you available. There we go. Yeah, if my flatmate had decided to stream, not that I was ever gonna like force her to, but this is probably the set I would have got her to build. But you know, oh well. It is fun nonetheless. Oh, this is a particular piece. I thought we were attaching some of those. It was good crazy, yeah. I'll agree on that one. You know what I don't have on? I just realised. I don't have my overhead light on. Bonk. There we go. Nice and straightforward. Right. Okay. You have a black eye? How on earth did you get a black eye? Chris was watching TV sitting on my lap and he jumped up and threw his head back and oh no. Why did he jump up? Like I have additional questions. But oh no. Yeah. Children, when they don't realise they can injure people very easily. Oh dear. Oh god. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, housemate's nephew sometimes would get a bit sort of hitty. Well, more so when he was frustrated that things weren't going his way and he couldn't word why. That got interesting. Pinwheel. Hope your work is going okay, Pinwheel. I'm assuming you are always at work. Yeah, it's a wise consideration that like the hands, heads and feet of a child are danger zones. So, did people see the new Lord of the Rings set, Rivendell? Came through my, came into discussion earlier today. Pinwheel! It's always good to see you. like my biggest thought on the yeah, my only thought is that expensive, and where would I put it? Like, at the best of times I don't have room for things like that, but absolutely chock full of minifigs, and we all know that Lord of the Rings and minifigs become valuable later. One of those sets that if I haven't bought it before it starts retiring, I'd buy it just to have it. So like in terms of those kinds of sets, I haven't bought Ninjago City Gardens, and part of my consideration is I don't have room for it, but part of me is also pondering if I should just buy it and keep it in my closet for when I get room for it, because otherwise it'll be really expensive to obtain later. So one of those goes here, and then I'm putting stuff across the bottom here. Okay. Yink. Like, the second-hand market for brand new in box sets is really expensive, so I guess it's a case of if you can afford to, always buy it in advance. But yeah, there's the heart, and we have a spare string. It's quite nice. And then we have literally this is the most difficult piece collection to see on my desk right now. I missed Brick Shop stream actually, I should have tuned in. Is he still on, or is he done for the day, or? Because I know he raided me last week, which means he was streaming while I was streaming. But yeah, who knows? Thunk. He'll still be on for another hour or so. Let me just twitchificate in his direction. Where are we at? Bonk. There it is. Right, that's going to be in the background. And then, yeah, cool. Oh, wait, I forgot to add the flowers. We have... This bit's going to be very small amounts of pieces applied to a very large area, and also symmetrical. Always a fun thing. Oh dear. Tis the perils of mobile. This should be in the middle actually, which means this needs to be in the middle. And then yeah, outside edge on all of them. So 4 across here. Here, yep. These are fighting each other for positioning, which is always a fun one. And then, yeah, that's done. very nearly wasn't like on stream on time. In fact, I think I was a couple seconds late on stream because I was playing around with new software, but like I don't know if I've set it up correctly, and there's a lot that I'd like to do if I have set it up correctly. So I'm just sort of waiting to see who redeems the redemption first, and then lets me know whether or not it works or not. Do the redemption-y thing. Did that work? That play? It's like paused itself a second in. I'm not breaking anything. Hopefully that worked. There we go. Right, so that was manual. So the automatic playing isn't working, but I can at least hit play and all is good with the world. I don't know why that doesn't play properly, and I'll have to debug that post-stream. It is a very good thing that the owner of the channel gets infinite channel points. You can debug this at high speed, but yeah. Oh, you want a minifig? Okay, let me finish this particular step. There's one, and there's two. Yeah, I have no idea how loud that was either. Like, I've got monitoring enabled, so I can hear it, but I don't know how loud it is. Right, which one? There is 5 today. I didn't go out and buy an entire. But name a number from 1 to 5. 1 being on this left. 3 is right in the middle. I like that. No disagreement about where number 3 is. Well, the fun part is, because I haven't opened any of season 24 yet, this is all new to me. Guaranteed, I don't have this minifig yet. So, survey says we have this one. Because I don't actually even know what I'm expecting to get. I can't remember what was in these ones actually. Let's have a look. Let's see what they say. Oh, this is the pottery woman. Right. Yeah, so this is a really lovely minifig. So let's build the minifig first. We have dual-sided face. So here is Fop. Nice little face. Dual-sided, so we also have happy variation. And Thonk. And she is... Oh, I see how we're constructing this. Yeah, the headscarf is amazing, isn't it? I also like the fact that her hands are covered in clay. Like, it's kind of implied that she's wearing short sleeves. And you can see her skin. And she's got clay on her hands. There we go. One pottering minifig. Let's pop that there. Let's drop those on the floor and over there. By the way, this is the lot that we can get. So we've got referee, we've got alien with gun, we've got space with space baby. We've got carrot, we've got falconer, dinosaur, orc, koala with preservationist. The koala can hold minifig accessories, which is really hilarious, because I've seen somebody give him a gun, which looks quite hilarious. Pottery we've got the like opera singer, girl with rocking horse that actually rocks, and a newspaper seller with a sling is the words I'm looking for, like a slingshot sling. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to potentially getting all of them, but you know, I don't have the luxury this time around of a box of 12 of them guaranteed. So what I'll probably do is I'll buy 12 packs until I get through all of them and work out, you know, what was my odds of getting all 12 in one go. And then when it's like not successful, oh god, I've cut my nail, I have. Hang on, I just need to see this. Make sure that's not visible. Good, it isn't. Oh gosh. Yep. That's quite the shiner. Come on, get on there. Damn thing. Quick. The worst part about that brew is it doesn't look like it's turned purple yet, as in like it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So let's really move the scissors out of the way. There we go. Right, what are we doing? Some of these on here, and it's pink flowers either side. Arg, this moves around too much to do two-handed operations on. You almost need like one hand to stabilize it. That was Sunday. Oh gosh. Dare I ask what it looks like today? Oh yeah, people really take that seriously. It's definitely not the thing to joke at. No, there was a couple months ago, it's probably actually over a year ago now, flatmate got a black eye from an injury. Was absolutely nothing to do with anything. Like, it was a complete, did it herself, to herself, not anything. And the boss actually, like, seriously asked her if, you know, everything was all right. And it took her a moment to realise what he was asking rather than the question itself, the deeper meaning of that question. And it's like, oh no, everything's fine. It's not anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely not the kind of thing to joke about, because people will utterly take you seriously about it. So it's also like the there's like a hand sign that you can do surreptitiously to indicate that you need help, and they've said to people, just don't even bother attempting to do it to other people, because, you know, if that other person is not aware that you didn't really mean it and they call the police, then, you know, everybody has to investigate. You're going off the top, it looks like. Yeah, you are. Yoink. There we go. That looks like where that goes. Yeah, that does. So they go that way. One of these go this way. Well, it's one of those things of now you know, now you know. I'm enjoying the collection of colours here. So, you know, there's the obvious fact that we've got our pinks and our purples, but also the fact that we're adding, you know, there's some blues and lilacs and other nice colours going on here. Yeah, that's the other thing is like it's the people that really do need that help, that do need that question, that do have that answer, certainly don't want the impact of it being taken away by people that joke about it. But there we go. Yeah, of all the places to not joke about it, like court definitely seems like not a good place. Ooh, I missed a step. Come back. 2 of those. Where are we putting you to? Wait, where's it saying we put those 2? Oh, on the plant. Okay. Yoink. Yoink. Bonk. Then red. Some orange. Here comes the expansion of colour. Because you know now you've got orange kicking around. Having a whole entire safari park. It's like that sentence, continuing in that sentence would be very interesting. Where are we putting you? We're putting you on here. Okay, that's an interesting plan. I feel like Matt Mercer when he starts to say things and just knows that like Laura Bailey's just gonna burst out laughing. You need to measure your words carefully, very quickly. These go here. Bonk. Bonk. Aww. Okay, so that is the official end of the instructions, but they're like, you know, go out and decorate, and I feel like I want to just do this because I feel like this is a great plan because we're clearly not done here. Larrick, don't run away from me. Almost doesn't fit. No, that doesn't fit. I can't quite do that. Well, conceptually that's there. Let's make that even, and then we can one, 2, and 3, and then blue and blue. And then here we have, here we will do. Should I do the same thing again? Yeah, why not? Aww. How many months of subscription is that, Blackberry? It's today's strangest sub request now. I just realised I've got the lighter versions. Let me put the lighter versions on, because then they show up a lot better. Yeah, look. I can add some flowers. I can add these hearts elsewhere. But I feel like the lighter variants just look a little bit better because they contrast. 13 months. Wow. That has been a while. Like, I was looking through some of my saved stream videos. I didn't realise for a while that videos weren't automatically saved forever with Twitch. So I did lose some of my like first videos. But the first recording I've got that's saved is from 2020. So I need to like work out what I'm going to call my subversary and just sort of start celebrating it, I guess. I'm going to put yellows on this because I actually have enough purples. So and then let's make that even. There we go. A nice little and then you get a lot. That's a lot spare. Like, you can absolutely decorate quite a fair amount. You know, you've got options of potentially making this like an autumn style heart ring if you wanted. So I need to. Do I have a little bag for these? Oh, I don't think I do I? Did I move that bag I had done the other day? No, you're for something else. Yeah. Aha. What's this down here? Whee! Yeah, there we go. There's the leftovers as such. It's not a bad little collection. Right, well, that was a nice little detour. Let's have a look at the entire thing. this is also push to open as well. How annoying. Can they not? Subscribe because you can recognise quality. That's what I'm going for. Holy bejesus. Oh, look at the size of those. These are 32 Lego units long. Like, that is... That makes quite the sound. We have 2, 1, 4, and 3. Now let's put our 3, 4, and 2 out of the way. They are longer than chopsticks. Well, I suppose you could use them as chopsticks. They would work. Although no, I think they flex a bit too much. Yeah, they're not stiff enough for chopsticks. So no. Oh yeah, I get another separator. I didn't already have like many of them. Does actually remind me. Do I have room to put some of those away? You know, there's not many. I think I've legitimately run out of room for more of these. Can I fit one across there? Nope, that exceeds the height limit. That exceeds the height limit. Yeah, that's it. I can just put one away. That's fine. God, yeah, could you imagine if they were disposable like that? Consumables. Right, well. Reinforcements are nearby if necessary. I need a bigger container for those. Right. Well, these are some interesting looking parts. Let's get down to some building. This one's going to go live on our living room table, by the way. We actually have considered and talked about where this is going. I haven't cleared the space for it on the table though, but we did say it could go on the table, so there is plotted room for this. Also, I'm loving the line connectors here. That is a very unique colour going on. I will remind you all, by the way, seeing as you're all here, and it's a good time to remind you, there will be no stream next week. I am not here, I'm in London. So there will sadly be no Tuesday stream. I know, right? I'll have to find something else to do on Tuesday evening. Just know how that will go. You'll be like, in like 3 months' time, you'll be like, so yeah, number 2's on the way. And I'll be like, oh yeah, when's that? When they do? And then 6 months' time, and I'll be like, wait a minute, counting backwards. I mean, to be fair, next Tuesday is Valentine's Day, so you know. It's never 100% effective. Oh no, black things on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And stack it so that they become aligned. There we go. Whee. And we've got these two together and them going in here. That's good, and it seems to repeat slightly because we're putting oranges in here, this way around, so yep. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. The instructions mention the core of the pod is a modified version of the core used in the large tower of the LEGO Hogwarts Castle set. Alright. They've just sort of copied structural structural methods. go. And then repeat for one more swing with no central core because it's the top layer. I need to find out why this isn't doing what it should do. It gets like half a second in and it stops itself. But when I trigger it manually, that works.
I'm not breaking anything.
So, who knows? Nearly there. Ta-da! Oh, wrong button. Oops, there we go. Oh, okay, so now we rotate this so that sits offset. And then you haven't clicked through properly. Did I put you the wrong way around? I bet I put you the wrong way around. Yes, you did. Okay, 2 seconds. Very much Chinese puzzle box, that's for sure. Right, that one goes on top. This one goes underneath. This one goes on top. And then that's better. And then the oranges go here. Wait, they should be further apart. Yeah, I've done that wrong. Ooh-wee. I dialed the wrong combination. Let's try that again. It should be that side of things, then that side of things, then that side of things. That still doesn't look right. Oh no, that's right. Maybe more angle on them? Yeah, there we go, there we go, there we go. There we go. Whee! Right, that's one done. And I think it's just repeat, so... Oh, but it is and it isn't. Then this goes on the greys, and that gets on the yellows. orange, turquoise, greys, yellows, orange, turquoise, greys, yellows, orange, and the missing two are the greys and yellows on this side, so greys and yellows. Ta-da! That looks really awesome, actually. Alright, what are we doing? We're doing one that goes this way, another that goes that way, and then I know, right? It's one of those moments where it's like, oh god, I've just pressed the spacebar twice. Let's do that. There we go. It's very much a case of like, they planned that very carefully. 1, 2, 3. Mark. 4. That in the middle, and if you've done it right, this should fall through the ta-da! There we go. One flower pot with one of those left over. In fact, where's my little tiny dish of spares? Now, decoration. Apologies, this next set of instructions is literally me feeding all little tiny connector pieces into the structure. So the entire bottom row and the entire one down from the top row of every single one of these needs some red connectors in. These are the friction half pins, which were new last year. Let's make them a bit more evenly spaced. I think I can do that. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, there we go. God, the amount of Technic in this build is quite more surprising because you don't normally get mass amounts of Technic in a system build. And here we are. Oh, God, why do I feel so tired today? Like, what's up with that? Oh yeah, this is definitely one of those builds where it's like doing this with system would be more problematic because it wouldn't be structurally sound. Like when you see the completed plant, you'll understand that this needed to be structurally sound in quite a few different dimensions. So. Middle. And this then also helps with spacing, because if they're too far apart, or if they're too close together, should we say, they'll push each other apart, which is glorious. So look at the sand blue. Just all that pile is sand blue. Other than these connectors that I'm chucking in right now, which are just obviously, light bluish grey. Ta-da! That is immense. I like this instruction. They're like, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Do it twice, so then, step 1, step 2. And then they're like, place it so that, they go here, like such. And then it says, the next instruction says, repeat that 30 times. The 10. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30. And then all you do is just do 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 30. Brief moment where you just zone out and build, and when you come back round you realise you've just built a complete flower pot. The size of that is chunking. Like, holy moly. You like wanted to make like a not to scale but, you know, large scale Mars rover. Here's your wheels. That works really well, surprisingly. Can you imagine just sort of a... This is Star Wars craft, yeah. No, that if you look at the Mars rover wheels, this makes me think of that. Like, you could actually make a seriously good rover out of that. But anyway, yeah. Let's move on. So the good news is, this is the part in the instructions where it goes, grab your 2 long Technic rods. And it's like, yes. Oh god, table not being straight. Bites me. There we go. Alright. What is bag 3 going to ask us to do? Okay, we'll start off with something simple. And we're just going to put 3 of these in each of those. There we go. No rolling. Not that. Right, this way round and one of these. And an extension. Reds. I'm building just one of these. Okay, fine. Red and red. One of those and yellow. And at the bottom, it's 5 of them and 5 of them. So here's 1, here's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Attach, attach, attach. Attach, and then finally oh my gosh, these canopy pieces are looking interesting. We've got like actual canopies and some big canopy pieces, and all just to represent some leaves. And 2 of these. Here's 1. And 2. Let's open the back higher. We've had a reasonably good week. How's your week? Yeah, it's not been too bad. It's I got some new dice for D&D and had quite a good had quite a hilarious moment in D&D yesterday, whereupon like I accidentally critted. I say accidentally, I just rolled an @20. I was like, okay. And did 36 points of damage with a level 1 spell. Because, you know, that's what I do. And yeah, just obliterated one of these enemies that we were facing. Like the enemy's health that we were facing was exactly 36 HP, so they just glibbed into nothing, you know, other than just bits. It was just like, well, that was far more effective than I thought it might be. Right, is that equal? Is that even? That's approximately even. And that goes across the top here. Ah, that's cool. Ta-da! Now we have a very, very strong... Yeah. Well, I play a cleric in D&D, and she's incredibly, you know, she has had since level 4 or level 3, she's had a wisdom score of 20, which is the maximum it can be. And most of her scaling is based entirely off of wisdom. So the number of spells you can have prepared is based off your wisdom score. The number of, like your spell hit has a wisdom score, etc., etc. And yeah, it's just absurd how broken she is as a character sometimes. The only disadvantage that I get is because I'm a caster, I get 1 attack per turn to do my damage, and if I miss, I do no damage at all, which is, it doesn't feel fantastic sometimes, but that's just the way it goes. So this is slowly getting, look at how tall that is, like, it's just insane. Right, we have one of these. D&D is definitely one of those things that I recommend people try at least once. If the concept of role-playing games sounds fun, give it a try. And also give it a try if you're unsure. If you think I might not get on with it, find a good GM, which is the challenging part, and give it a try. So well, one of the small advantages of the pandemic, because, take your silver linings where you can get them, is that a lot of tools, a lot of online tools sprung up to help you play D&D through the internet, and that's been quite useful for some groups, because some groups have the same kind of problem where they're not able to be near enough to each other to play normally. No, oh, good God, that went flying. It landed back on the desk because it bumped into the label printer, but Jesus, that was close. Well, as I was saying before, like, one of the other small usefulness is the things we learned about remote working can't be unlearned. So there is now a large number of people that are working from home, etc., etc., who prior to the pandemic, prior to the pandemic, right, our boss absolutely did not like people working from home. We were capable of doing it, just utterly didn't believe that any work could be done by people sitting at home. And now he loves it. He is fully bought into the idea of remote working, and the physical offices that we've got, which we downsized before. We got lucky. We downsized November 2019, office space wise, because it wasn't economical for the amount of people we had in the office at the time. And that is like one of those moments where it's like you utterly lucked in on getting a smaller office just before a pandemic. But yeah, so yes, that as well. Yeah, the I can't come in because I'm ill is now a proper reason to not come in to work, whereas previously people would be like, well, can you use your feet, you're coming into work, and then wonder why like half the team's infected within 48 hours. We used to have a guy in the office who he had kids at primary school, should we say, and every start of school year, he used to come into the office and he would just naturally infect the office with whatever the hell his children picked up. And like, he couldn't not come into the office because this was back when the boss was like, no, you've got to come in. So, you know, that hopefully no longer happens. But yeah, or at least rarely now happens. Ah, there it is. Yoink. Now, what I'm intrigued by is I'm aware of something in this set, which is how we deal with the open gaps at the bottom, but we haven't made strides towards making that a thing yet, and I want to see how that happens. I got made to go to my GP with a cold when I lived in the UK. It was my first instance in 2 years. Yeah, some employees are like that. Some employers are still like that as well. So, although that being said, like sometimes it's the employees. I never filled in. Like, you know where the Bradford score, right? Our HR platform at work only calculates Bradford score when someone fills in a note of sickness absence. Like they explain why they weren't there. And I realised this, it was only adding to my Bradford score when I filled this thing in. So I stopped filling them in. And by not filling it in, my Bradford score didn't go up anymore. And no one chased me to fill them in. So I've got like 8 or 9 return to work forms that I have to fill in from like 3-4 years ago kind of thing that I've just never filled in. But also one of the other things is I used to get migraines quite often, partially because I'm not a morning person. I don't go to bed early in the evening type of thing. And it used to be a case of I used to go to bed at 2 a.m. I'd have to wake up at about 8 a.m. to be on a train to be into work for 9 a.m. when it was the old offices, and when the new offices came around, I had to get up at 7:30 instead. And like, if you go to bed at 2 a.m. and you get up at 7:30 a.m., there's no way you're getting proper sleep if you aren't the kind of person that can get good sleep in like 4 hours or something ridiculous. And like now these days, my alarm is 8:50 a.m. I start work at 9. And our first thought of any kind of work in the morning is stand up, which is 9:10. Like, it's glorious. I've had way less migraines from everything just because I've not been required to get up at like silly o'clock in order to get to work on time. So you were a food handler and they made you go to the GP for a sick note for a common cold. Lol. Would you like to double your greenery for free? Try adopting a 3-year-old, you'll feel even better. God, could you imagine all of the bad sleeping habits I could pass on? No, wait, that's not it. That way around. That it? No. That's it. Yes. Oh yeah, kids are kind of like that, aren't they? I am definitely not an early bird. The friends that stayed with us over New Year's, the daughter is an up early person, and I'm just like, nope. If you find me out of bed before about 11 a.m. on a weekend, then I better have coffee in my hands, or I'm going to feel even worse. Wait, that's not right. Hang on a sec. I've just thrown a piece on the floor. What have I done wrong? I've missed a piece in the middle here. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, rotates. Yeah, okay. Now I need that piece back off the floor, because I need that piece. Ooh, where did you go? You went all the way over there. Come on. Here you come. Oh God, don't knock my drink off the edge, that would be a bad shout. Ah, bloody hell. Would have been easier just to get off my chair and pick that up, but never mind. Yeah, that's the thing they say, actually. You can, when they do sleep studies, one of the things they like to find out is what does happen if you are left to sleep when you want to. Like, what is your rest time and what's your wake time? And like, yeah, I am such a night owl. It's unfunny. And not having to do the rat race of commuting has made that aspect of my life better. So. Oof. Yeah, I did a long time ago. I worked in a place called Baker's Oven, which, if you know your company histories, it was the sit down and eat version of Greg's. And the bakers used to come in and bake the goods for the store, or like, get things ready for the store at like 3 a.m. They used to come in. They used to be gone by 6 a.m. We used to open the store at 8 a.m. Yeah, it's like I mass props to people that get up that early, but just not me. Absolutely not me. I don't know if she knows that I've actually made good steps to making it a redeem, but we'll find out one day. Right, where are we putting these? They're putting them on here. And we're putting one here. This is getting big, man. It's just like, it's getting big. It's getting big. New redeem of her finding out. So we go to bed until at 11 a.m. till maybe 3, and then again at 8 or 9 until 1. It was awful, but I love the job itself. Oof, yeah. the kind of job where like you couldn't ever do like, you know, clubbing. That being said, one of my favourite clubs to go to in London that I used to go to used to open at 11 p.m. at night, and the club used to close to new people at about 1 in the morning, half 1 in the morning. Used to close to new people, but if you were in the club, you could stay in the club, and the club stayed open till 7:30 because that's when the underground started working again. So you could basically just like go and go to this club until you could get home by train. Just moderately hilarious. I do distinctly remember, you know, before they redid St Pancras, just being at St Pancras at like, you know, 7 a.m. waiting the 20 minutes for the train to turn up on the platform so you could get in and sit down. Alright, we're done from that bag. Weak UK people. Jake! What do you mean it's a lame streamer? What are you on about? There is a monumentally massive plant being built in the vicinity of the heart. But yes. And if you've got any if you've got the Stranger Things Lego set, you may recognise the shape of this head. Because it is the Demogorgon minifig head just painted like a plant instead of like that. So, but yeah, we have monumentally massive. Yes, I'm onto the orchids. There is not a spider crawling up the screen. So I'm going to need to move all of these out of the way because they are all in the way. Something chronic as well. They're hiding pieces underneath themselves. There it is. So what's new? The sets are new, that's for sure. I actually have room for this set. Like, that's the real fun. And Jake, will I be seeing you next Monday? Will you be there next Monday? Hey, Slugbiker! Haven't seen you for a bit. Here we go. So we've got one up here. To be quite honest, Jake, I have no idea what the theme is. I haven't looked. It's just that I'm going to be in London, so I thought I'd go. So. We're building 6 of these. I'm just going to put the plant over here for a minute. We're building 6 of these, so let's get down to some serious parallel builds. So, spear and white. Yoink. I did this, look, you just 3 loads of laundry. Wow. That's a lot of laundry. Like, did you forget to do the laundry for a couple of weeks, or was it like bedding as well as clothes as well as like towels or something? That's 4, 5. Six. I need to add the white bushels to you. A mixture of life. Ta-da! Also, this set has frogs. Specifically, this set has magenta frogs, because everybody needs some magenta frogs in their life. Make sure that your cats are not in the machine when you turn them on. So 2 of these per. Wait a minute, is this bag literally just building all of these as your repetition and then you're done with the set? Surely not. Have I been that the wrong way around? I've done that one the wrong way around. Let's make that one the right way around. Yoink. Cats need a wash too. I don't recommend doing it with a washing machine, but yeah. You know it's a problem when you put the white cat in the wash and it comes out like you know, you actually put it in with the reds, for example, and it comes out pink. You're like, oh dear. Saf! Bloody hell. Can't take you anywhere. Not even to apologise. Right. Alright, 3 and 4. 6. Right, and then let's build 6 of these. Right, which way is this going? It's going downwards. It doesn't actually matter because this build is currently symmetrical until you put this piece on. But there we go. 4, 5, 6. Bonk. Right. Ha. Okay, this is cool. So we're using minifig forks and the clip piece. And we are spearing the shield with the fork like that, and then we're putting the clip through here. Hang on a minute, I will get to your request in a moment. I just need to see this in action. Why is that not working? Does the fork need to be the way around? Nope, that's the way around for the fork. These pieces aren't symmetrical. Hang on a minute. Is it asking me to do something you can no longer do? That would be really hilarious. There it is. There we go. So there we go. Fork clip. Well, theoretically I need to make all of them, but we have a minifig ready. So here we go. Off. We have 1, 2, 3, or 4. 9. There is no 9. There is no 24. Your options are 1, 2, 3, or 4. Definitely not 48. 96 is right out. Definitely not 32. The middle. Well, here's the two middle options. Left or right? Well, actually my right, left. But yeah, which one? Left or right? Still middle. You're gonna need to choose one. There is no middle here. Dealer's choice. Right, there we go. Whoops. When was the last time a minifig series had blue bags? And we have the opera singer. Hooray! Nice and straightforward. That is one hell of a dress piece. We have a two-sided face as well. That is one hell of a hairstyle. There we go. Jake, when the EHCR says that minifigs are their own property or their own persons, then we can discuss that. And there we go, on the little stand. Whee! Sadly no back detailing on the dress, which would have been quite nice. But there is some nice front detailing. Okay, let's have a look. We need to do fork constructions for all of... she's holding a yappy dog, not a rat. I know they look similar, and I know that some people really think they're the same thing. Oh, could you imagine if you could get, like, Terry Rogan read your post to you, but starts it off with, like, dear points of view. God, I miss Terry Rogan. I miss him for Eurovision. Like, you know? Although I am really glad that he handed it over to Graham Norton. I'm glad that Graham Norton does it now for Eurovision, because Graham is equally as sarcastic when necessary, and it is glorious. I am somewhat hoping that I'll be able to actually get tickets for Eurovision this year. Considering they're holding it in England, I thought I'd go, you know. But tickets haven't gone on sale yet. They haven't even been, like, teased with a date. So I do not know when, I do not know how much, I do not know which day. All I know is that you cannot buy a hotel inside of Liverpool for the weekend of Eurovision. So I'm kind of hoping that we'll have a friend with us that's happy to drive, and then we can just go get a place in, like, Manchester instead, and just drive down to drive across to Manchester when we're done. But you know, then that relies on getting a parking space inside of Liverpool, which would be an interesting challenge. We'll see. There's options, there's ideas, there's plans. So Nice. Are we done with these shields yet? No, I've got a lot left. Okay. Like, what takes a long time on this build is just literally the repetition. I don't think we've got our entry yet, do we? I know that they handed over the keys to the United Kingdom as part of the official ceremony of the people that hold it next get the keys to the ceremony. And obviously our runner-up was there to claim the keys, along with the Ukrainian lot, I think. I know that took place literally just the other day, but that's all I'm aware of. So here we go. No, because the thing about Eurovision is you are not geographically required to be part of the EU, because, you know, Ukraine won it last year and Ukraine's not in the EU, and Australia are in Eurovision, and I can assure you that unless something really disastrous happened with the Earth, Australia's not in the EU. So, but yeah. Have I done that right? Uh-oh. Have I been doing these right? Yeah, fork to pointy end. If these are all fork to pointy end, I'm good, which I think they are. Yeah, fork to pointy end. That's good. We're good. Last one. No, Australia, not Austria. There we go. Right. And now we go attaching. So what does it want us to do? If that is down, then they want us to put one here, and the one at the top. And repeat for all of them. So here, and at the top. Really not that hard. There we go. And then, God, can you imagine America in Eurovision? It's just gonna be like, yeah. The real question is if America enters Eurovision and manages to win it the first time that they enter, because that kind of happens sometimes, aren't they going to do what Australia has, which Australia's got a rule that basically says when they win, if they win, they are handing it over to a different country inside of the EU to host it on their behalf. So would the United States just keep choosing the United Kingdom as their host country if they win? Right, there's all of those done, and now I need to pair all of these with all of these. They would hand it to Denmark. You wanted Greenland. Yeah, Canada isn't in it, and also if Canada were in it, Canada would have the same restriction, because although you can, when they added Australia to Eurovision, they basically clarified the rules. They basically said, if your country is not part of the European continent, then you must have a nominated country who hosts it on your behalf should you win. So that would also apply for Canada if Canada ever won it, if they ever entered and won. So yeah, the European Broadcast Union is the requirement there. And these are going to go on the bottom. And I also, I seem to recall that it also has to be handed to the classical six, and they get first refusal. So like, the classical six is Spain, United Kingdom, Germany, France, and one other one. And they, if they all say no, then it goes out to the wider EBC, or EBU. But that's off the top of my head. I may not be 100% on that, but Froggos. Frog, glorious frogs. There's one. But yeah, there's a lot of rules about Eurovision, about what you are and aren't allowed to do, who isn't allowed to host it, etc., etc. Yep, pretty much. Actually, it's not just that they paid more money at the start of Eurovision, but also they still have to put full membership dues in. Whereas countries that try and qualify for the final, they only have to pay depending on how far through the process they get. So if they don't make it to the final event, then they don't pay a full amount. Whereas we have to pay, and that gives us like the guaranteed entry. But yeah, so all right, we have all of those are done, and now where are we applying these to? Oh my god. Okay, so what they want me to do is put the plant this way around. And then reattach the frogs that are falling off, because they're falling off. And then start attaching some flowers. Where else are we going? We're going here. And we're going here. Can I rotate you a bit? Yes, I can. Wee, apparently I can rotate you pretty fast. Yeah, it's basically cheese with a combination of political wangery. See, for example, the fact that, you know, Ukraine won Eurovision. You know, like, you could make arguments about the merits of their song all day long, but also it would be wrong to deny the fact that, you know, they kicked Russia out of Eurovision and Belarus out of Eurovision, and awarded the win to Ukraine as kind of like a way of saying, well, you know, screw you, Russia. So, you know, there is political influences going on. Now let me put these pieces down. Where on earth are we expecting to put these? They don't attach to anything. We're just supposed to lay them in. Okay, so before I finish this, first of all, holy moly, that's a lot of plant. Holy moly, that is a lot of plant. So, yeah, one of the more recent rules that they brought into Eurovision is that you're not supposed to politically vote in a block. You're not allowed to like pre-agree votes like that. And you might say, oh, but everybody does that. That was the oh, okay. Today on mulch, I fit the pieces around you quite nicely. Maybe. There we go. I feel quite fun just throwing pieces into this build. Just like, yeah, you'll do, you'll do. That's close enough. Yeah, that does. There we go. We have the orchard, and that is actually quite tall. So can sort of maybe give it a bit of a tilt going on. There we go. That is lovely. And we have a fork, and that's a nice little collection of spare parts. Right, where are we at? We're not even at 2 hours. Shall we build some Wonders of the World? Also, it's picking up on the plant and thinking it's like skin. There we go. Let's throw this set in. This is 40585. Oh, okay. They don't have the instructions for this digitally, so we're building out of the instructions in the box. Oh, yes, look, this is a good set. And yes, I am going old school. Oh no. Oh. I'm going old school because the instructions kind of got a bit old schooled. And sadly, the printed tiles are actually stickered. Well, right. We got some 2s, we got a 1, we got a 1. We have a bag of little tiles and we got a bag of 2. So, God, that did not survive the box rather well, did it? Let's have a look. I don't know when we're going to need those things, but I'm wondering if we're building them parallel. Okay, so bag 1 builds the Alcazan and the Taj Mahal. Okay, let's do this. There we go. I need 3 of these apparently. And I need 1 of these, and here becomes our first of 4 stickers. This one is the Taj Mahal. Also, you can see that this is curved, so this is going to be a bit of a interesting sticker placement right out the bat. So, just applying a sticker on that. Let's see if I can do the laydown trick. It is statically charged out the wazoo. Can I get you to fall correctly? Don't like that. Statically charged out the wazoo. Yep, that is indeed what she said. Right, let's do this instead. What about middle? The best part about tiles that are symmetrical is that you can then take it off and put it around the way around. And all is good with the world. There we go. That would have been nice if they printed that. Can I have the camera focus back? There we go. Oh, no. I just tried to press spacebar to flip the page on a physical set of instructions. So, with that in mind, this build may take a little longer than I'd like it to. Oh, God. Okay, so we're building. Okay, so this is the one that is going to be very square, and so we're already building it out that way. That's a good start. I'm assuming we're going to place one of these. Yeah, there we go. Thunk. There we go, that's good. And some 1x6s. And the 2x6s to go with it. See, this is really cool that there's like a miniature version of the Taj Mahal here, because I don't think I've not liked either the big one or the small one that this set is, you know, based off of in essence. But it's nice to have the small one, the smallest one. So also very, very interesting use of blue bricks in the middle here. I guess they know that they're going to cover them, but still. Was that the cheapest brick and brick colour that they had at the time, or the most voluminous, or was it the first one that came to the designer's hand? Then that sometimes happens. So we're putting white windows into the window pieces to make it not have any colour show through, which is a very interesting way of doing it. Corner pieces 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've caught the corner of that fingernail. That's better. Ah. Well, this is a lovely little build because it's almost over. 4 of these little ice creams on each corner. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And you know what you've done, Ashley? You've put that the wrong way around. Yes, I have. Off you come. Off you come. And then this one in the middle needs to be removed. Goes this way around. There we go. Pop, 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 and pop. And then 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then pop you on the top, pop you in the middle. And now build 8 of these, sorry, build 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3 and corner. 1, 2, 3 and corner. Thonk, 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 and thonk. Ta-da! The tiny Taj Mahal. That is actually really sweet. And now, this is interesting because, like, Lego doesn't have a version of this set at all. This is the Alcaniz as far as I'm aware, this is from the Valley of the Kings, and as I say, this is not a miniature version of a large architecture set because Lego has never done this set in architecture. So well, that little Taj Mahal was quick. Yeah, we've built so far 2 in small sets since start of stream. The thing about this stream is it goes really fast. Unless it's Technic. Technic's my slowest builds. How you doing, Blitzbrick? Watch parts of the orchid. Yeah, it's a lovely set. Like, that is huge. I'm glad we got the table space for it. So I do actually have because I did actually buy the new wildflower bunch and the dried centerpiece. I have been told in utterly in like an utterly straightforward way that I'm not allowed to build the dried flower centerpiece because it's clearly an autonomous set. So I'm not building that one anytime soon. But the wildflowers I will probably build at some point, just not today. Because today I thought we'd make it a bit of a variety. Can't chat much today. There are a lot of macros running that have the same combinations as output. Clicks myself with chat messages and macros. Okay. That is fair and fine. Sounds like the store is doing well nonetheless. And that one, there we go. Now, funny enough, although Lego themselves haven't tackled this particular set in the architecture range, there is actually a set that made its way to 10,000 votes. It's in the next review stage, which is somebody built a version of this for Lego Ideas, which I thought was interesting. Sort of get there before Lego does, kind of thing. This is a relatively straightforward build so far, must admit. Although, working from physical instructions when you're used to doing your stream from digital instructions is a little bit of a... I can't watch chat as easily because I'm looking down at the instructions, which is the entire reason that I started using the digital instructions, is because I'm looking at screens and I can sort of glance across. Looking down at chat is... looking down to build, should we say, is just weird. That's how you jinx yourself. There we go. That being said, I'm doubtful, other than the stickers, I don't think there's anything in these sets that is unique to these sets. So if you didn't mind not having the labels, you could probably build these yourself from, like, you know, a large enough collection. Yeah. But yeah. Hello, Sonical.